Hello and welcome to rounds 3 and 4 of TCR UK, which brings us this time to the beautiful rolling countryside of Fife and Knockhill. Now, Dan Lloyd leads the championship after that pair of wins in the opening rounds of TCR UK held at Silverstone. And it's fair to say that opening race weekend wasn't exactly short of drama and excitement. And here's a quick recap of what happened.
Revs start to rise, the lights go out. Now we are away and racing in TCR UK. Good start made by Dan Lloyd. Darrell Wilson a bit sluggish away from midfield, but it is Lloyd that will lead down towards Copse Corner for the first time. Moffat into second. Kent and Darrell Wilson now side by side for 7, and Derek Palmer in the second of the Alfa Romeos. Oh, Darrell Wilson! Contact with Lewis Kent, and Darrell Wilson is off into the gravel trap. What a shame. Dan Lloyd is going to come through to make history. Daniel Lloyd is the winner of the first ever race in the TCR UK Championship. He is elated with that. What will race 2 bring? Let's find out. The lights go out, away we go, and Andreas Bachmann seems to have made the best start from the front of the grid. He's going to try and shoot the gap up the middle of the 2 Coopers in front of him. He's cleared Kangas, he's cleared lines, so Andreas Bachmann leads. Moffat and Lloyd go either side of Stuart Lyons. They split him down the middle, and Lloyd is on an absolute tear. He's third. Dan Lloyd is third. He eases Ollie Taylor out wide. Moffat comes through as well. Up the inside line, aggressive stuff from Dan Lloyd and Aidan Moffat, but they need to get to the front quickly. These cars identical in straight line performance, but Lloyd has the inside line, and Daniel Lloyd is about to move through, potentially into the race lead again. Down towards Copse Corner he goes. Lloyd on the inside, Bachmann on the outside, and Daniel Lloyd has done it from 9th to 1st in 5 laps. Oh, Aidan Moffat slows down. Aidan Moffat, I don't believe it, with less than 2 minutes to go. Second place has gone by the wayside. Remarkable, and with Aidan Moffat's troubles in this race, it will be a maximum points haul at Silverstone for Daniel Lloyd. That is just how he wanted to start his season in 2018.
So far this season, TCR UK has attracted a number of drivers from overseas, including brother and sister Andreas and Jess Bachmann. So to find out more about them, I caught up with the Swedish siblings. Let's talk about racing together. So you've done kart racing, both of you, but you also had a little moment in a different form of racing last year.
Yeah, yes, last year we did rallycross, and then we raced against each other, because in karting we never really did it, because he was driving in a class higher than me always, so we don't compete against each other. But then in rallycross we had to do it, but it works quite well anyway.
Yeah, it works fine for us. We are quite friendly with each other, so it has worked out well so far. So.
We always try to help each other as much as we can, so both of us goes forward in the race. So yeah, it's important to help each other when we are brothers and sisters.
This is the first time you've raced or you've been to Knockhill. So what are your impressions? What do you think of Knockhill?
Yeah, I think it's a great circuit. I really like it. It's a lot of flowing corners and up and down, and it's really nice track. So I really like it.
As you can see, the circuit is drying. Now, in certain parts of the circuit, like here up at the top of the chicane, it's a dry line, not a dry track. I think the simple answer is we don't really know what's going to happen, but Daniel Lloyd is on pole position, and alongside him is Aidan Moffat in the Alfa Romeo. Ollie Taylor in the Civic is third, making it 3 different makes of car in the top 3 positions on the grid. The red lights go on. When they go out, we are racing for round number 3 of the TCR UK Championship. They go out now, and the cars launch over the hill down towards turn 1. Dan Lloyd makes a good start, and Ollie Taylor, as predicted with the dry side of the road, gets into second place ahead of Aidan Moffat. So Lloyd leads into the hairpin, Taylor second, Moffat there in third place. And look at Lewis Kent. Lewis Kent round the outside, started 7th. He was very nearly 4th place, but then gets elbowed out into the dirt by Finlay Crocker, and that's a real shame for Lewis Kent. Right then, down towards the next left-hander we go. This is into Clark's curve, and Lloyd, although he has the lead, not really put away yet from Ollie Taylor in second place. They don't know how much grip there's going to be. They don't know how much tyre temperature they've got. Darrell Wilson in front of Lewis Kent, and Lewis will be keen to find a way through if he can, because he will feel that he's quicker than Darrell. He only qualified about 0.4 of a second quicker than Wilson, but we know that Kent ought to have more pace in that car, really. It doesn't look very pretty at the moment with all of the Knockhill mud smeared across the front of the car, but he's looking racy as he heads in towards the left-hander there at Scotsman. Lewis all weekend has been one of the most spectacular drivers as far as his curb usage is concerned, and you can see that there as he leaps into the air, appearing into view out of Douglas Corner and back onto the pit straight. The way that Josh Price has already latched onto the tail end of this group as well. He's having another look at the inside of Jessica Beckman here, and Josh Price is really carving his way through. He's up the inside, another place gain there for the BMW Autoglym Academy driver. His next target is Lewis Kent, and he's flashing the lights already at the youngster. Darren Wilson's off in the gravel. Oh, Darren Wilson, he got loose turning into Clark's there. You can only assume that was a cold tyre issue, and he's spat himself off into the gravel trap. There's a replay. Yeah, the car just wasn't settled as it came down what is quite a severe plunge downhill through Clark's Corner there. Right, at the front of the field, this is the fight for second place, and it's all starting to get quite interesting now. We're anticipating well over 30 laps, the duration. Now, when you're under the sort of pressure that Ollie Taylor's under here, can you really drive 35 or so inch perfect laps? Because if you can't, and there's the mistake, as I said, Ollie Taylor loses it through the left-hander. He's all over the grass. Moffat will go through, Beckman will go through, and right on cue, that was the mistake that Aidan Moffat was looking for. He was applying the pressure, and he knew that if he couldn't force a way through, the best way to get past was to force the mistake out of the driver in front, and that is exactly what he did. He's now got Josh Price on his tail, and Josh is now looking to try and get into fourth place from the back of the grid after an engine change yesterday. His first ever experience of racing a TCR car, his first ever experience of racing Knockhill in this direction, and Josh Price is about 1 second away from a podium finish. And well and truly stuck in the gravel is Lewis Kent, and this could be a safety car. I think that is down at Scotsman's, just at the bottom of the hill towards the end of the lap. Yes, it is. And Lewis appears to have gone straight on into the tyre wall. Finlay Crocker's off now as well. Completely out of control, Finlay Crocker. Well, 10 out of 10 for style. Lewis Kent is out of the car, and the safety car is being scrambled. Aidan Moffat, I'm seeing on the timing screen, is dropping down the order as well. Have we lost the local hero somewhere out on circuit? There is confirmation. There's Aidan Moffat's car. There's no damage done to it. He's just pulled off the road, but that is not going to help Aidan's championship cause one little bit. We are about to go racing again, and I think that's caught a few people on the hop slightly. Dan Lloyd enjoys now only a 1 second lead over his teammate Andreas Beckman in second place. Ollie Taylor weaving around in third place there. Oh, and Beckman's off. Beckman straight on at the hairpin, and Ollie Taylor's back through. Andreas Beckman, all of that hard work he put in through the first half of the race to get second place off Ollie Taylor, and he throws it all away on the restart, and that's very easily done. Well, if we can dare to take our eyes off the action on the circuit, I believe that Bryn has an update down in the pit lane for us with Lewis Kent.
Lewis, what happened out on track for you?
First lap, I think someone else went out off in front of me, spattered a whole load of mud over my windscreen, just lost sight from lap 1. Kept on missing all my lines, missing all my braking points just purely because I couldn't see that well out on track. Got to the bottom of the chicane, as I come through the bottom I hit the brakes and missed my braking point, hit a bit of water, went in the gravel, just couldn't stop, just went into the wall. But yeah, it was literally just a fault of my own. But hopefully we can get it back.
No, it's not the way back to end the race, but hopefully we'll see you back out for race 2. Thanks so much there to Lewis Kent.
Yeah, thank you, Bryn. As you can see, while Bryn was talking to Lewis, it's all kicked off. Josh Price has got himself up into second place. There's more contact there between Andreas Beckman and Ollie Taylor. Andreas went for a real lunge down at the hairpin that time through, shoulder barged his way past Ollie Taylor. They both went out wide, and Josh Price, through it all, has come past the pair of them. So Josh Price, remarkably, has come from the very back of the grid into second place. Here's what happened. The gap was there. You can see what Beckman was thinking, but the gap closed as they got to the corner. Ollie won't be best pleased with that, but he has subsequently got the place back. More changing going on here as well. Darrell Wilson, the green Astra, has got himself ahead of Derek Palmer Jr., so that now puts the Astra, well, on the circuit up into sixth place. But remember that Darrell is the driver that's been given a 5-second penalty, so actually on corrected times he's still behind Derek Palmer, and he's also behind Jessica Beckman behind. Right then, It's a Honda Civic battle for second place, and Josh Price is wide at the hairpin. He's on the dirty side of the road, and Taylor's going to go through. He's going to lean on Price, and he does get second place back. What a race this has been. Ollie Taylor has been up and down the field several times, like the proverbial yo-yo, and he's now back into second place. But can he hold on to it this time? Dan Lloyd still leads. It is Taylor in second place. It's Josh Price back into third. If they just keep it together, they'll both be on the podium, but they both want to finish in second place. It will be Ollie Taylor's best finish of the season. It will be Josh Price's, well, it's his first race of the season, so of course it will be his best finish of the season. And to get onto the podium in his first race from the back of the grid would be an almighty achievement. But of course, he's a racing driver, and more to the point, he's a young racing driver out to prove a point. And if he can finish second, then why settle for third? So Taylor comes across the line onto the final lap of the race. The last lap board there we saw being hung out, and what can Josh Price do? Can he find a way through? He's very late on the brakes into the hairpin, but the inside line was covered thoroughly by Ollie Taylor. Oh no, Darrell Wilson has collided with Finlay Crocker, who is a lap down. So what on earth happened there? Dan Lloyd wins round number 3 of the TCR UK Championship. Ollie Taylor comes home second, and Josh Price will be third. And what a battle those two had. Dan Lloyd, Ollie Taylor and Josh Price are podium finishers. 4th place was Andreas Beckman, 5th was Sean Walkinshaw, 6th Derek Palmer Jr, 7th was Jessica Beckman, and Darrell Wilson did recover from the gravel track to finish 8th.
Going round by round at the moment, we need more support to carry on the season, and these are the types of results we need to keep on going and get that support. So yeah, it's really good.
What was it like for you in the car with all the stuff going on around you?
Yeah, there's so much going on. You have to prepare yourself for anything: action, defending, attacking, safety cars, accidents. I had a couple of offs myself, just trying to push it and just be on the edge really. But it's good, great with the result.
It's as much as we could have hoped for really. I think if I could have used my head a little bit more, we could have kept second, possibly pushed on if I was being awake at the safety car, but I wasn't.
It's time for us to take a short break, but we'll be right back with plenty more race action from Knockhill. Hello and welcome back to Knockhill as we get ready for the second TCR UK race of the day. And an interesting twist with this one, as the grid is based on the driver's second fastest lap from qualifying and the top 10 being reversed. But before we head trackside, let's catch up with a few stories around the paddock. Well, I'm here with Darrell Wilson. A bit of damage to your car. Talk us through race 1.
It was a bit damp to start off with. I had a good start. I think I got to like 5th place. Ran wide because I was the guinea pig on the front of the pack, of the second pack I should say. And then one by one, who was in the lead of that pack kept on coming off the same corner. So yeah, I managed to get back up there, but obviously we got the pace. So I just need to get my head down and try to get a clear lap in and keep pulling a good gap out on all the rest of them.
Well, Finlay Crocker, that was a race that had everything for you.
It certainly did. As soon as we came out the first corner, the car in front, he ran wide and my screen was just covered. I couldn't really see anything, and ultimately, for whatever reason, part of it just missing braking points. I made a couple of mistakes, went off. So yeah, not what we wanted in our home race, but it was entertaining for all the wrong reasons.
Race 1 was sensational, quite frankly. Race 2, I think, could be even more entertaining. With Sean Walkinshaw on pole position. Sean has never, or had never until this morning, raced a front-wheel drive racing car of any sort before. He'd never raced this place in this direction before, and he came from the back of the grid and finished 5th, and now he's on pole position. He's got to Darrell Wilson alongside him on the front row. Lewis Kent and Jess Backman make up row number 2. Lewis wants to watch for here. Finlay Crocker, after redemption, after a bit of a bruising first encounter with Josh Price alongside him. Then Andreas Beckman, 1, 2, watch for him. The top 4 in every race so far this year has Andreas, alongside Ollie Taylor, who got his best result so far with a 2nd place in race 1. And Aidan Moffat, as we documented, starting from the pit lane, although I have to say, he didn't look in a particular rush to get to his car. We are hearing now a broken starter, so he's not going to be able to get the car started, unfortunately, Aidan Moffat. front. So the red lights come on, the revs start to rise. Round number 4 of TCR UK is go! Lights off, off we go towards the hairpin for the first time, and it's a good start by Walkinshaw. Lewis Kent again makes a really good start. He's up alongside Darrell Wilson for second place. He's ahead into second place. So it's Walkinshaw from Kent, the top 2, and Lewis already into the back of Walkinshaw, who's sideways. Oh, right in front of the pack. Lewis Kent up the inside of him, but that was very physical indeed. Look at Josh Price coming charging around the outside as well. 2 wheels on the grass for Josh Price, but Lewis Kent has the race lead. Walkinshaw second. Wilson just about chops across in front of Price for third, or does he? Josh is up the inside into Clarkson, goes back through. Oh, Finlay Crocker's day goes from bad to worse to even worse. He's in the gravel and bodywork damage at least onto the car. But Lewis Kent leads the way. Walkinshaw second. Price is down to third place. One of the Beckmans is fourth. I think that will be probably Andreas, but we'll double check that at the end of the lap, ahead of Darrell Wilson and then Dan Lloyd, who has kept out of trouble despite everything kicking off around him. Now look at Josh Price, he's all over the tail of the other Honda Civic. They don't run out of the same stable, these two, so they're free to race, and he's up alongside to the outside of Sean Walkinshaw, hard on the brakes. Josh will really want to get this move made quickly and go after Lewis Kent, who is already pulling out a decent lead at the front of the field. It is Price third, it is Jessica Beckman fourth, as I suspected, Darrell Wilson fifth, Daniel Lloyd up to sixth already, Ollie Taylor seventh, Andreas Beckman is eighth, and Derek Palmer Jr. in ninth. Finlay Crocker has not yet come through at the completion of the opening lap. Back out of Clark's we go for the second time. So Dan Lloyd gained 3 places on the opening lap, but he's still got lots of overtaking to do. Great to see the cars at full speed now through the chicane, that roller coaster section down the hill. There is Finlay Crocker though, and well, he wasn't best pleased when I chatted to him over the lunch break the way that his day had gone. He will not be any happier now. Right, 2 laps about to be completed. Leaders coming back across the start-finish line, and Lewis Kent's lead, well, let's see what it is over the dicing pack behind. It's 1.6 seconds already ahead of Walkinshaw second. Oh, here comes Dan Lloyd. Nice move there. Dan Lloyd dives up the inside of Darrell Wilson. That's another place gain. 5th position now belongs to the championship leader. There is Lewis Kent, the Hyundai that's enjoyed so much success in international TCR racing this year. But yes, Lewis Kent plagued with mechanical issues. He had a clutch issue that blighted his Silverstone weekend. Oh, no more contact there. That's Andreas Beckman into the side of Ollie Taylor's car. Thankfully, he seems to have got away without too much damage. Lewis Kent will be determined to make the most of this golden opportunity, starting from pole position, leading the race in the early going. Price for second, up the inside of Walkinshaw. Look at the cars dancing around under braking, and it will be Josh Price that goes through. And now we turn our attention to the timing screen with interest to see what sort of lap times he can put in. Here's a replay of the start. Now, look at Lewis Kent. He got a brilliant launch, got second place straight away, and then appeared to come off the brakes a couple of times and just carried a bit more speed into the corner than Walkinshaw did. They made contact, and Sean did well to save the car, actually, but unfortunately wasn't able to hang on to the race lead. Right, leaders go through, and it has changed again now because Walkinshaw was third at the line. He's now fifth because both of the West Coast Racing Golfs have gone through. So Jessica Beckman is now third, and Dan Lloyd is fourth, trying to find a way back through as well. Incidentally, Josh Price has just done the fastest lap of the race, 51.945, and he was some 6/10ths quicker than Lewis Kent on the previous lap. So less than a lap, I reckon, and we'll have battle joined for the race lead. Dan Lloyd is third. Dan Lloyd has gone third as we focus on the leaders who are now absolutely together. But Jessica Beckman made a mistake in the hairpin, has handed third place over to her teammate. But this is the fight for the lead then. Lewis Kent versus Josh Price. Josh Price in his second ever TCR race, and Lewis in by far his most competitive showing so far this year. Can he hang on, or is Josh Price going to be able to find a way through? Oh, look at the curb uses. These have been 2 of the most aggressive drivers all weekend long using curves, particularly Lewis Kent. But we have questioned whether that's the fastest way of driving this circuit. It looks great, but is that the quickest way of getting around? Well, it looks like maybe it's not, because Josh, with a slightly neater line and a slightly neater style, does seem to be closing in. He is right with him now, but this is the thing. It's one thing catching. It is, as the famous saying goes, another thing finding a way through, but that might help because Lewis Kent outbrakes himself for the hair, but he's out in the dirt, and Josh Price leads. Josh Price leads a TCR race in only his second attempt, and the BMW Autoglym Academy car is in the lead of the race. But look who's coming. Cue the Jaws music. music, because Dan Lloyd is lapping faster than the pair of them at the moment, and he could well be right with them in the next lap or so. And there is Derek Palmer Jr. again enjoying a real improvement in form this weekend, slicing away there with Ollie Taylor, who's second in the championship. There is Jessica Beckman, 4th position at the moment. She could be on for her first podium of the year, because she's challenging Lewis now. Oh, Lewis Kent out wide over the grass there. What came of that? They're about to head down to the chicane, but I wonder whether maybe Jess Beckman's gone through. Yes, she has. Jess Beckman has gone through into 3rd position now. But what I was about to say is that this battle between those two and Lewis Kent not quite having the pace, it's backing the whole field up. Sean Walkinshaw now tries to get alongside him, but he doesn't often end well if you try and run side by side through Duffus in either the clockwise or the anti-clockwise direction. West Coast have 2 cars on the podium, but maybe not the combination that they were expecting. Right, Dan Lloyd is with Josh Price now. He has caught the race leader. He's gone through! Dan, how on earth did he do that? Dan Lloyd has gone through. Well, there we go. That answers my question. No, he hasn't met his match in Josh Price. Dan Lloyd is leading the race, and he got there an awful lot quicker than I thought. Lewis Kent in the pit lane, Aidan Moffat watching on as well. Lewis Kent's season just isn't getting going, really, is it? Sean Walkinshaw is right with Jessica Beckman now as well. Jessica's done it again, and in fact this time she's let the door wide open, and that is how Dan Lloyd got past her earlier on as well. So she's clearly struggling under braking there. And just behind, the other Civic has gone past the other Golf, because Ollie Taylor has worked his way through into 5th. So Walkinshaw goes 3rd, Taylor goes 5th. It's Civic's in the ascendancy at the moment. Walkinshaw is now about 6 seconds behind the top 2. Of course, we now start getting into the territory of tyre wear becoming a factor. And the drivers who have managed the tyre wear better through the first part of the race, they can start now to look pretty through the second half of the race. Taylor extended his margin for second in the championship over Andreas Beckman by beating him in race 1, and looks like he's about to start challenging for 4th place here. Sells the dummy, makes Jessica think he's not going to go for it, and then launches up the inside. Oh, Jessica turns in though. Oh no, there's contact and they're both off. Both out wide. Is there damage done to Taylor's car? I think there is. Ollie Taylor, this is big drama as far as one of our championship contenders are concerned, and that was very unfortunate indeed. Here's a replay. You can see it was such a late lunge, but you could see it coming. He was selling at the dummy. Now, it is hard to tell from that angle whether Jess turned in, Ollie ran wide, or whether maybe it was a mix of the two, but the end result, there's no doubt about that. Ollie Taylor is beached in the gravel trap and out of the race. So whilst we're behind the safety car, it's a chance to check in with Bryn.
Well, David, it's not gone to plan for poor Lewis out there, has it?
Problem with one of the tyres is delaminated on the right-hand side, the right front, so he's got so much push on, that's why he's getting slower and slower and slower. We've led a TCR race at the second meeting for 3 or 4 laps, so I think we should be pleased with that.
We are about ready to go racing, and it will be a 1-lap dash for the cash, because there are 35 seconds left on the clock. And looking back for 3rd place, Walkinshaw has to defend. Beckman goes to the outside line. Darryl Wilson's in there as well, looking for a podium. This could get messy. Beckman outbreaks himself, and Wilson seizes the opportunity. Brilliant stuff from Darryl Wilson into 4th position, already on for his best ever finish, and now he's closing on Sean Walkinshaw as well, who tries to close the door. These two have already come together briefly once in this race, and now they're fighting for the bottom step of the podium. Up over the curb they go. Wilson a bit wide there into the left-hander. This is not the way I expected this 1-lap restart to pan out whatsoever. In towards the chicane they go. Can Wilson get 3rd? There's only really one more chance to pass, and that's up here into the next left-hander. Andreas Beckman almost takes off behind them, but I don't think the places are going to change hands. Dan Lloyd comes out of the final corner. He is about to see the checkered flag, and it's a very familiar sight indeed. 4 wins from 4 for West Coast Racing, and Dan Lloyd extends his championship lead. Josh Price is 2nd, Sean Walkinshaw 3rd, Darryl Wilson in 4th as well, and I don't know which of those 2 stories is the most impressive. Andreas Beckman is 5th, Jessica Beckman will come home 6th, Derek Palmer 7th, and Lewis Kent, he may only be in 8th place, but it's still worth some points.
Plan to take that race quite safe, but you got to capitalise on stuff when it's there, and that's what I did. I had a good start and then just settled down and yeah, got going, so yeah, awesome.
Well, it's been a thoroughly enjoyable trip here to Scotland, and we hope you've enjoyed the racing. TCR UK heads to Brands Hatch next for rounds 5 and 6, and we hope to see you there.